Let's cut straight to it. Most men act like attraction is a riddle wrapped in silence, so they invent drama to fill the blanks. They wait, they over-explain, they perform. But attraction doesn't need a cipher. It leaves footprints. If a woman is genuinely interested, her behavior will point you toward the truth. The problem is not that the signs don't exist. The problem is you're trained to ignore them. That's what this video is about. 7 undeniable things a woman will do when she likes you, and how you respond like a man who's calm, clear, and grounded. Picture this. You meet someone at a small party. 2 weeks later, you're still the only one trying. You tell yourself stories. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she's waiting for me to call. Meanwhile, she's hanging out in places where you are, texting you late about something silly, and remembering that little joke you made. Another scene, a woman sends a morning text before a big presentation, follows up after it, and shows a tiny jealous flick when you mention another woman. You dismiss it as playing games. That dismissal is the cost of not learning to read people. One more. You go on 3 dates where she dresses like she's meeting someone important. She leans in when you talk, and she always suggests the next time to meet, but you still wait for clarity. That waiting is a weak strategy. Stoics taught us to act on what's visible. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up, if thou wilt ever dig." The data is in the behavior dig. Why do men miss obvious signals? There are 3 overlapping reasons. First, cultural scripts. We've been told men must always initiate, decide, and decode. That old script trains you to look for permission instead of signals. Second, cognitive bias. Scarcity thinking and overanalysis turn simple warmth into ambiguity. We invent reasons to avoid vulnerability. Epictetus said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Third, structural noise. Modern dating is noisy apps, casual messaging, and theater-like flirting create false positives and mask steady signals. Combine those and a clear signal gets translated into "maybe she's just nice." That's the psychology behind the confusion. Once you see the root, the signs become obvious again. So here are the 7 things, not as a checklist to game someone, but as a clarity filter so you stop wasting time and start responding like a man who values himself and others. 1. She consistently makes time for you. This isn't about big romantic gestures. It's about pattern. She rearranges small things, follows through on plans, and doesn't leave you guessing for days. If she's into you, she doesn't hide behind "I'm busy" as a long-term excuse. 2. She initiates contact. She texts first, sends random memes, or calls when she's had a moment she wants to share. Initiation is the soft proof of curiosity that turns into investment. 3. She shows real curiosity about your life. Not polite questions, but follow-ups. She remembers your details and brings them up later because she was actually listening. 4. She subtly tries to impress you. That doesn't mean she's performative. It means she shapes how she presents herself because your opinion matters to her. She'll mention things you value, show up a bit sharper, or tell a small story that highlights a strength. 5. She finds excuses to be near you. Proximity is not coincidence when it repeats. She'll pick the cafe you like, show up where you are, or invent reasons to run into you because proximity breeds intimacy. 6. Her body language draws you in. She leans, maintains eye contact, mirrors your tone, touches casually. These cues are often unconscious and therefore more honest than words. 7. She shows guarded jealousy, not explosive drama, but small emotional reactions when other women enter the picture. That flicker reveals investment. Healthy jealousy is an imperfect but clear indicator that you matter. Now, practical clarity. What should you do when you notice these signs? First, don't inflate them. Confirmation is slow and steady, not theatrical. If you see 3 or more signs repeatedly, treat them as a green light. Second, respond proportionally. Show interest, Initiate plans and be decisive. Confidence isn't loud. It's consistent. A stoic man doesn't panic at the possibility of loss. He values what he has and moves in a straight line toward an honest outcome. Third, test with dignity. Create low-risk invitations that reveal her level of investment. If she reciprocates, the path ahead is mutual. If she fades, you've learned faster and lost less time. A final piece of mentor advice: don't confuse scarcity with value. The man who needs validation will read signals like lifelines and overcommit emotionally. Instead, read signals as information. Use them to decide whether to invest more or walk away. That's practical stoicism. Make choices based on facts, not fantasies. Here's the quiet truth. Relationships are not puzzles only women can solve. They are human exchanges. If she's interested, she'll show up. If she's not, you'll know. Your job isn't to decode forever. Your job is to act with clarity, to choose or to leave, to build a life where your time matters. Epictetus would remind us to control what we can, the quality of our actions and the calmness of our mind. You can see the signs, and you can respond like a man who knows his worth. So next time you find yourself guessing, stop. Look for the footprints I described. If the pattern points toward her, step forward with calm confidence. If it doesn't, refuse the temptation to rationalize and move on. That's not coldness, that's wisdom applied to relationships. And wisdom is attractive. If you want one thing to remember from this video, remember this. Attraction shows itself through consistent action. Notice it, respond kindly, and choose boldly. If you like this, subscribe and I'll keep giving you stoic clarity for the messy parts of modern love.